What's up, issue? For today's video, we're a full Exeggcute evolution team. So we've got Exeggcute, Exeggutor, and Alola Exeggutor. A really cool bunch of Pokemon here. And an evolution line I really like. So we got Harvest, Chlorophyll, and Frisk. Some great abilities. I'll be showing all three of these Pokemon off, all three abilities and strategies based around these two. I'll be using the normals and the shinies to make up a full team of 6. If you do want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my live streams, theme teams, Pokemon sweets, all that sort of jazz. Links in the description of the video. Let's get into it. So I've got 2 battles today with this team. The first battle here, this is against a Sharky, and we also have an opposing theme team as well. So if you can guess what the theme team is, or you got an idea, leave below in the comment section. And of course, people, drop a like on the video because that definitely helps me out a lot and helps you out too, because that way the videos will appear in your subscription feed and you'll actually be able to see them, you know? So we've got the Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Sleep Powder, Dream Eater Exeggcute set here. This is all based around going first. So first what I want to do is go for Sunny Day, because that's going to activate the Chlorophyll ability and double Exeggcute speed. So it's not really a fast Pokemon, and it's not really bulky either. So Warren's going to go for a Body Slam. It's a physical set. That's pretty cool. I've got Focus Sash as the item. So let's say it had a powerful Ice move, I would have, you know, live that one. If I didn't get free stacks, of course. So go for Solar Beam here. So Solar Beam's going to activate right away with the Sunny Day out, which is going to be really good. And, you know, its special attack is actually pretty damn good. So it almost takes out Warring. Warring's pretty thick, so that's the only reason it did actually live that one. And now it's going to go for Ice Full here. So that's going to be a multi-hitting move here. So there's the first one, and there's the second one. But it only hit twice. I was very lucky. So I got out of that one extremely well. So now I can finish off Warring with, you know, pretty much any attacking. Oh, Solar Beam. I mean, I could go for Sleep Powder again and then get some help back with Dream Eater, but I didn't really want to miss the, that miss would be really bad, right? So I'm going to go for another Solar Beam, and that's the end of the Warring. So pretty good start to this battle, and nice little bit of luck there with only 2 hits. Now, with this team, right, obviously there was a lot of weaknesses to certain types, so I had to sort of, like, watch out what came out, especially, like, bug types and fire types. They were, like, kind of gross. So Trevenant's going to come in here. Now, I went for Sleep Powder. I had no moves to use against this thing. Like, Solar Beam was going to do nothing, so I just sort of, like, sacked it because I was happy with what it did already. So it just took me out with the Hex there. I'm going to bring in my Exeggutor. And I actually say I really like Trevenant Shiny. I always say that every time I see it, but I love it shiny. So we've got Exeggutor Alola here. This is a really cool set. So I've got, I believe I've used this a couple of times before. So I've got Draco Meteor, Leaf Storm, Power Swap, and Trick Room. I've got the item a Jetpack here, the ability Frisk, and Max Health and Max Special Attack, Quiet Nature. So the whole idea of this set is to fire off a powerful, let's say Draco Meteor, Leaf Storm, right? Both of them are very powerful stab moves here, and they drop your special attack by 2 stages. A Jetpack will kick in and eject you out of the battle, which is great, right? Because you won't have a drop. Now, let's say if you already used your Jetpack up and think, well, it's not going to be too good, right? I've got a -2 in special attack, so I won't hit very hard the next turn. You go for the Power Swap, right? So you give the opponent the -2 in special attack, and then you get your stats reset, which is really good. Of course, you have to make sure that they don't have any negative stats, but, you know, most of the time that'll be the case, and then you can use your attacking move again and take them out. Then you can do it for the next one. So it's pretty cool set. So my next Pokemon here is really cool. We've got this Exeggutor, and I wanted to make use of the Harvest and the Rowan Berry, because these berries actually deal damage, which are really cool. I've got Protect, Curse, Grassy Terrain, and Grassy Glide set. I've got the EV Spread, Max Health, and Max Defense. So I really wanted the opponent to go for special moves here. So I deliberately EV'd it so I'd be very bulky on the defensive side. So if I took more damage on the special side, the opponent would probably be like, oh, I'm going to go for a special move here, and then the berry would activate. And Harvest has a 50% chance of activating, and that berry could continually go over and over again. I actually wanted to do a Pokemon sweep where I only win with a berry, but I've actually tried it a few times, and the problem is, I'll be honest, is there's a way of actually doing it, but the problem really is here that the 20-minute timer, you'd never be able to do it. Like, you'd have to be, like, really fast. So next Pokemon's going to be Heracross. I'm very scared of this Pokemon because it's a bug type. Like, look at that big horn. I'm going to go for the Grassy Glide here. It really doesn't do too much, obviously, because I'm burned and it's resisted. And now we got it going for a round. So it's like, oh, it's a special Heracross. Now, special Heracross, trust me, I know this, doesn't have a very good special move pool because it's very limited, because you get stuff like, I don't know, Focus Miss, round, as you've seen there. A couple of, like, it's very, very limited, and especially for bug moves. There's only one bug move that it gets, and you have to get that all the way back in Pokemon X and Y, which is Struggle Bug. So, like, well, at least it's going to be Struggle Bug. It's not going to be, like, super strong. I mean, they did get a +1 of special attack, but at least it's not like Mega Horn, you know what I'm saying? So the Heracross is going to go for a Venoshock. I'm assuming they don't have a bug-type move, and Venoshock is still super effective and does, pretty good damage to Exeggutor. Now, if there's any Toxic Spikes on the field, it would have been very, very bad, because that would have doubled in base power. So what I was doing here, if you can actually see what I was trying to do, I was actually trying to get my berry to get harvested again, because I was trying to get a little bit of damage with my berry before I actually fainted. But unfortunately, the harvest never kicked in, and Exeggutor was going to faint. So I was trying to get like a little bit of extra damage, Next Pokemon is going to be my Exeggcute. I've already shown you my first one, but this is the second one, and it is a fully special set. So I've got Ancient Power, Giga Drain, my favorite healing move, Attract, and this also has Chlorophyll as well. I've got Max Health, and I've got Max Special Defense, and I've got Everlight this time. So this is a bulky set. What I wanted to do is I wanted to try and get as many Ancient Power boosts as I could, because surprisingly, after like 1 or 2, this has become like really, really bulky, in a couple of the other battles I had with it, like, got insanely bulky, but they weren't really the most entertaining battles there. Like, they're very, very one-sided. But I did have some instances where it got, like, extremely bulky, and the opponent simply couldn't take it out without a crit. Next Pokemon is going to be my Exeggutor Alola. That's the end of my Exeggcute, because it just didn't get any boost. I've got a Trick Room, Wood Hammer, Brick Break, and Dragon Hammer set. It's fully physical, and I've got the ability Harvest as well. Harvest is, a very good ability. I very much like to use this ability, and I have done a Harvest ability team before, so if you like the ability Harvest, I have actually done that before in the past. So that's going to be the end of the Heracross with the Dragon Hammer. And this set is Max Health and Max Attack Brave Nature. Obviously, we're rolling for like the lowest IVs we can get. So we're going for 0 IVs and under Trick Room, so we can go first. Out comes Gyarados. I'm going to go for Wood Hammer. That's an amazing animation. I've always liked that. Excellent damage to Gyarados. And Gyarados is a special set with Twister. Very nice. Now, the problem is, with Twister, normally you're trying to troll the opponent with a Flinch, but it doesn't really work so well under Trick Room because you're not going first. So that's going to be the end of the Gyarados. Now, I'm not really sure. Maybe some of their moves may be based off this theme. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe you'll be able to pick up on it. So next Pokemon is going to be Charizard. Unfortunately, it's not shiny, and it's going to be G-Max Charizard in a Beast Ball too. Big Beast Ball. I wonder if I'm assuming we'll get Beast Balls in the next game. We didn't get them in BDSP. Then again, what did we get in BDSP? But anyway, that's another topic. So we've got G-Max Charizard here, and this is actually quite a good Pokemon against my team, obviously because it's being a fire type and stuff. So I'm for Dragon Hammer here. Great damage there, very, very good damage. Like it's a 3-hit KO, and now we've got a Max Wormwind from Charizard. So I'm like, okay, interesting. So that's either coming off something like Dragon Pulse, Dragon Rush, something like that. I don't know what it is at this point. I was like, I don't know. Is it a physical? Is it a special? Who knows? So I thought, let's go into Exeggutor here and let's try this out, because remember I was saying before how I like to use those damage berries? This is going to be the opposing one. This is going to be the damage berry called Jaboka Berry. So what that does, if you get hit by a physical move this time, it'll activate, So here it comes. There's a Dragon type move there on my Exeggutor, and that's going to drop my attack. And as you can see, the Jaboka Berry kicks in, so it's 100% a physical Charizard. So like, okay, what's Charizard's physical moves? Dragon Rush and Dragon Tail. At that point, I was like, I think they're the only Dragon physical moves that it gets. Outrage as well, that's another one. But apart from those, there isn't much else that it has. So I was interesting. Like, it's definitely a fully physical set. So here comes the G-Max Wildfire here, and that's going to be the end of Exeggutor. So bye-bye Exeggutor. I actually was hoping I could get another activation there for the berry, but it never happened, which is very disappointing. Next Pokemon is going to be my Exeggutor Alola. This is my burnt one already, and I can see it's got a Muscle Band. Like, okay, that's definitely a physical set. So it's a Charizard with Muscle Band. Now, their attacking move actually was interesting because I went for Dynamax here for Max Wormwind. I had to see if I could live the Dragon move or the Fire move, you know what I mean? So we're going to go into the Dynamax here, and since I've got a lower Exeggutor, they'll definitely be going for a Dragon type move, you know what I'm saying? And with the Dynamax, it will give me a little bit more bulk here, so Charizard isn't really that tanky, so I should be able to take this out. So here we go, and then I outsped the Charizard. I was like, okay, the only move they could have had there was Dragon Tail. And Dragon Tail has negative priority. That's the only reason my Alola Exeggutor outsped it. Because, you know, it's slow as, you know, it's not a fast Pokemon. So getting hit by the Burn and the G-Max Wildfire Flames there, that's pretty nasty. Last Pokemon we got here is going to be the Lycanroc. So like, okay, well, I've got a Grass type move here. That'll do a lot of damage. Here comes a Stone Mist there. It lands very, very good damage. And it critted me too. So it was a good thing that I had Dynamax in the back there, because, you know, that definitely would have finished me off. I go for Max Overgrowth there, firing a couple of seeds right out of my neck. And that does very good damage, and it's going to take out the Lycanroc. And that, my friends, is the very first battle with the Exeggcute Evolution team. A very cool theme team there by my opponent too. And some, you know, some rather interesting movesets too on both sides of the field. So let's get banging on to battle number 2 here. Most of the battles too, I use the Exeggcute with Sunny Day, because it did actually help some of my other Pokemon too, because like it set up some of my Harvest Pokemon, because, you know, with Harvest is 100% chance of harvesting the berry in the sun. Next battle, this is against Skylar, and we have a Flareon lead here. So I was like, uh-oh, a Flareon. This is very, very bad. So first Pokemon here is going to be my Exeggcute, and at this point, this is going to be like just burnt eggs at this point, because Flareon's going to be able to take me out with, you know, virtually any fire type move. So I was very scared right now. So setting up the Sunny Day, and watch this. The Flareon sets up Sunny Day too. You wouldn't read about it. So a double Sunny Day setup. So now I'm going to go for Sleep Powder. I've got to try something else. Like, you know what I'm going to do? I want to go for a Dynamax Exeggcute, you know, only on Pip Down Shadow. So what I can do, right, is I can make the eggs go really, really big. And that it'll feed you forever, you know what I mean? And I want to actually do Dream Eater too. So I thought I could go Dynamax here. You know, I could actually do that. Or I could go for Dream Eater, or I could put the Psychic Terrain in the field and then start spamming Dream Eater. And that'll do a lot of damage, you know, obviously outside of the Dynamax. I've got Max Mindstorm too, so if I don't put the opponent to sleep, I can always use that. However, the Flareon's going to swap out here, and the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Moal. It's like, oh no, this is very, very bad, because this really does get walled. Like, this line of Pokemon really does get walled by Steel types. It'd be cool if they had like a fire type move, like I don't know, like a Weather Ball or something like that. That'd be really, I don't know, maybe Fire Blast or something like that. I'm not sure, but I don't see how any of them would learn Fire Blast, so possibly not. But this is my thing about Hidden Power. Like, that was such a good move when you had like little coverage of a certain type. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. Like, this is a question too. If you're still watching the video, do you think that Hidden Power will return in Generation 9? I hope it does, but I'm not sure, because obviously it got taken out in Gen 8, and that was quite a big thing. And that means, like, straight away, that means Unknown won't be in the game either. So I definitely hope that Hidden Power will be back in there. So anyway, back to the battle. I'm going to go for a Max Mindstorm here. The problem was this Mawile was a very bulky set, and it also had access to Pain Split too. So it kept healing itself up over and over and over again. Look at those big golden eggs, you know. It's not often you see a Dynamax Exeggcute. There's only one place you can see this content, right? So it's got leftovers too. So it just kept healing up everything. And I just couldn't really do much here. I was just trying to take advantage of the Dynamax while I still had it. And I knew too that the Sunny Day was going to wear off, so I wouldn't be able to use like Solar Beam. And if the, you know, the Psychic Terrain ran out, you know, Dream Eater wouldn't hit very hard either. And I didn't really want to break Sleep Cores at the same time either, because, like, you know, it wasn't really that sort of team. I mean, there was actually someone that commented the other day, they're like, not often you know, put more, this was a doubles battle, by the way, it's not often you put more than one Pokemon to sleep at once. And in doubles, like, I probably would do it to maybe 2 Pokemon, but not the whole team. But, you know, there was one battle I had, it was many years ago. I don't know if anyone has ever watched this video before, but it was a Dream Eater team. Like, I had a full Dream Eater team and had to put all the Pokemon to sleep. So I had to literally break the sleep clause. Like, that's one little rule I have with battling. I normally say just don't put all the Pokemon to sleep. I'm pretty chill with my battles. Anyway, just some food for thought there. As you can see, we've got Exeggcute on the screen. And now we've got the Maya going for the Size Boss. First bunch of eggs on the moon there. And I'm going to dive to the next one. But at this stage, I got completely walled by Mawile. That was a big problem. I needed Weather Ball on my Exeggcute. Come on, let's get that move happening. maybe Fire Blast would have been so good there because it would have been, powered up by the sunny day. And it would have been difficult for, like, steel types to actually swap in. So going for a Solar Beam here, we had, like, a bunch of weather changing it. We had Sandstorm and Sunny Day. And I was like, you know what? I just give up. I'm just going to go for Solar Beam because the Moa's just going to keep changing the damn weather. So that's the end of Exeggutor. I got completely countered there for being... I tried to be a smartass with Dynamax Exeggutor, and it really didn't pay off at all. I completely wasted my Dynamax. Also, this was a 6 versus 5 battle too. I'm not really sure why it was 5 Pokemon, or it's some sort of theme team. I don't really know. Once again, if you can guess what the theme team is, put it below in the comment section of the video too. Skylar always has like really, really cool theme teams. So we got a Mawile here with Toxic, and it's going to be poisoning me. So I've got my Exeggutor Poison. These Exeggutor sets with the berry don't really like poison because, I mean, they have got some sustain, but, the Toxic does kind of rack up after a while. And when you're trying to get lots of harvest berry damage, you generally have to stay on the field for a very, very long time. So it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. But I did have my Infestation going, which was quite good. And, Leech Seed was going to be great too. So double damage on the Mawile. So if I could keep myself eventually in a low amount of health, like Mawile might be able to use Plane Split for a little bit. But once, my health gets low, it won't get a lot of health back there. And I'd say they'll probably just keep going for Size Swing Toss at that point, right? So that's finally going to be the end of the Sandstorm. Lots of weather so far. And, Mawile's back to full health. Now, there wasn't a lot I could do. I could go for Giga Drain. That was about it. That would give me a bit of health left. And, Exeggutor's got great special attack. And it's got good attack, too. I want to say this right. Exeggutor is a very, very underrated Pokemon, in my opinion. I just think it's got a lot of great things about it. I'll explain it too. It can be a good special attacker. It can be a good physical attacker. Great Trick Room Pokemon. Great support Pokemon. And it's got all the moves for it too. Sure, it's got a couple of bad weaknesses 4 times weak to Bug and that sort of stuff. But I still think that doesn't hold it back from being a really good Pokemon, So I got a berry activation here from the Jaboca Berry, which is very nice. And if I can keep getting that Jaboca Berry plus Infestation and the Leech Seed, that was the idea of this set. So I'd see a physical attack, and I'm like, okay, let's swap in this Exeggutor, trap them in the Infestation. And, by the time they figured out what sort of set this is, they can't swap, so they got to keep attacking me. And, Jaboca Berry may activate a couple of times at Harvest, and they keep taking, Infestation, Leech Seed, Jaboca, and they basically fake to all that sort of scummy damage, which is really, really cool. I actually do want to try, again, doing that a berry sweep. I want to get a berry sweep just with one Pokemon. I was thinking about either doing it with, I don't know, it has to be a Harvest Pokemon, I guess, so it would probably be good with Exeggutor, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one and have a look through there. Anyway, the next Pokemon we got is Golospot. I'm like, now it's going to go for an Aqua Jet, and that's going to be the end of my Exeggutor. Only had a little bit of health. I did get another Jaboca Berry Harvest before, so that's going to be some handy damage on the Golospot. So bye-bye Exeggutor. Now, this is quite a scary Pokemon with a Bug-type move. I'm sure it's got some sort of Bug-type move. And I'm going to go into my Exeggutor here. But Golospot's going to swap out. And the next Pokemon we got is going to be the Sleeping Flareon. So, okay, this actually isn't all that bad. Because I went for Ancient Power. I was like, this would be good if I could get a boost, So, Ancient Power actually does pretty good damage. Flareon's quite good on the special defensive side. Now, Flareon's going to swap out here. Obviously, they don't want me to get an Ancient Power off, or just get some, bad damage on the Flareon at worst. And Pancham's going to come in. It's I don't know what I can really do to Pancham. I'm going to need an Ancient Power boost. So here it goes. And then it's going to have Fire Punch. I'm like, oh no! So Fire Punch is a 3-hit KO here. I was really trying to get Ancient Power. So well, if I could get one boost, I'd say I'd outspeed the Pancham. Hopefully. And then I could, possibly go for a Giga Drain then. Or just heal off. Unfortunately, I never got an Ancient Power boost. I know there's a very low chance. I'm not saying it's a high chance, but out of all the time I used this Exeggutor, it was one battle, and I got two or three back-to-back in one battle. And that was it. I got no other boost out of all the battles that I did. So that was just one of those things, Sometimes you get that luck, sometimes you don't. We're going to go to Exeggutor. It's got the Frisk. I can see it's a Choice Scarf set, so I wouldn't have outsped it. So I would need a couple of boosts to actually get around that. Next Pokemon to come is going to be Flareon, and this is my Trick Room set. So what I want to do, get that Trick Room up. That'll help out the whole of my team, except for the shiny Exeggutor, which doesn't really matter anymore because it's fainted. So Draco Meteor misses, of course it does, and here comes Sunny Day for the Flareon. So it's okay, I wonder what sort of set this Flareon's going to be. Obviously, it's got a fire-type move, but, you know, what is it going to be? Physical or special? So, dropping the Draco there on the Flareon, thank goodness it landed, because I need to get some damage on this thing, and Flareon tanks us. Got such good special defense, you know, for a sweeping Pokemon, you know? Now, Flareon is going to go for a Berry Munch here, quickly. Also, it's going to go for a attacking move. It's going to munch a little berry. It's going to be a Citrus Berry. And now, I've got my Eject Pack kick in, so I'm going to get fully ejected out of the battle, which is fine, and now I'm going to go into my Exeggutor here, my Alola set. So this is the physical set. Now, this really hurt. So it's going to have Weather Ball. This is what I needed on my team with Sunny Day. And, that Weather Ball, I like how that shows the camera angle of the top of Exeggutor Alola. Looked really cool. So this is interesting. So I got my Citrus Berry to eat there. And then Harvest kicked in straight away due to the sun being on the field, 100%. And I ate another one. So I got a double heal there, which was really, really good. Like, I possibly... Just thinking about this team, I probably should have had more Sunny Day users on this team so I can get those berries back more often, but it's fine. It's just a sort of an afterthought there. So going into Exeggutor again, it's going to go for a Weather Ball. Now, this was the Roat Berry set. I was like, well, I'm going to try and be smarter and get a berry activation, and I got my berry activation, but I got Shrek'd at the same time, so that's going to be the end of my Exeggutor. This Flareon is actually a very, very threatening Pokemon right now. So all I've got left is look at them up the top. Like, look at them smacking into each other in the middle, the Alola Exeggutor. So I'm going to go for Dragon Hammer here, and that's going to be enough to take out the Flareon. I mean, I had a little bit of damage from that berry. Just in case the Flareon lived, like, I wouldn't want that to live. So the Trick Rooms run out, and I harvested another Citrus Berry, which is great, you know. Next Pokemon's going to be Frostlass. It's like, okay, this is bad. It's going to change the weather again. Wow, we've had sun, we've had sand, and we've had hail. Wow, all we need now is rain. Now... That was something to say too. So this team, with this Frostlass here, was actually based to set up some of the other Pokemon, being the Flareon. So it was to set up the Weather Balls. I just asked this afterwards. And it was all based around setting up, like, weather. So I think it had Rain Dance as well, I'm pretty sure. So it had, like, Hail, Rain Dance, and then the Flareon had the Sunny Day. So the Flareon could use all different types of Weather Ball. Obviously, that's why the Frostlass didn't go for a Ice-type move there. It had a coverage Shadow Ball, but that was about it. I think it was, like, mainly support for the Flareon. And maybe some other Pokemon on the team, but I think it was mainly for the Flareon. So that's going to be enough to take out Frostlass. Not that it's a very bulky Pokemon. I'm not really sure its ability, whether it was Cursed Body or Snowcloak, but maybe it was Snowcloak. That would have been not bad at all. So in comes Golospot here. I've popped the Wood Hammer, and that's actually done a lot of damage, and it's put it in range of the emergency exit. So it's going to be swapping out there with no choice, and we got the Pancham coming. It's like, okay, it's time to get this Pancham back, right? So I'm going to get buffeted by the hail, and I was like, oh no, that's enough to take me out. So bye-bye, Alola Exeggutor. And the next Pokemon I've got is my second Alola Exeggutor. So I know that I can take a Pancham out. That's going to be no sweat at all. So I can go for Draco Meteor, or I can go for Leaf Storm. Any of those will be able to take it out, and Trick Room's up too. So go for that Leaf Storm, and bye-bye, little Pancham. Actually, not a Pancham sweep. I was thinking, have I done that Pokemon sweep? And I was like, yeah, I have. I don't think I've done a Pangoro sweep, though. 2 minutes left of the battle. The hail is going to stop, which is fine there. And the last Pokemon is Golospot. And remember, we haven't had a Dynamax yet. So they're like, oh, no, it's going to be Dynamax. It's going to be the freaking Golospot. And I know that it hasn't really used a lot of moves. All it's used is Aqua Jet. I don't think it's got to use anything else. Because I think that I'm not sure whether it's choice either. But we got 60 seconds of the battle here. I'm definitely expecting some sort of bug-type move here. To be able to take me out, because I do have a fair bit of health left there. So I'm going to go for I actually went for Trick Room there, because the Trick Room ran out, and here comes the bug move, and I'm just going to get annihilated there. And that, my friends, is the second battle. Hope you enjoyed it with the Exeggcute Evolution team. A really great evolution line, fun to use Pokemon, and great abilities. I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. Peace out.